is there a sexual harassment problem at workplaces in South Africa?
Is that the
Yes.
question?
Yes. I'm
Well,
asking.
yes.
Is-
From my experience, starting from the labor court, there has been that problem that has been identified.
So judiciary is a workplace.
I don't know, do we need a dialogue, Chief Justice?
Don't do that because we're trying to find your view on this matter. I'm not engaged in a dialogue with you,
Okay.
JP. I'm trying to arrive at a certain point. Why? Because you are making it difficult to make up our mind in relation to your thinking on this matter. That's why I'm coming up with a different approach. I asked, is there a problem of sexual harassment in society? You said yes.
Yes.
Is judiciary not a working place?
It is.
Therefore, it means there will be a problem of sexual harassment in the judiciary because there is generally a problem of sexual harassment in society.
Yes.
Now that you came before us to apply for a position where you are going to support the Chief Justice and you are confessing that you didn't know that there is a problem of sexual harassment in the judiciary, now you know.
What I'm saying, Commissioner, is the actual cases in my workplace, I have not come across that. But I do not rule out that they are there. I'm saying without a policy, it will be difficult to get to know about these cases. Once there is a policy in place, it will encourage everybody to make it known so that we have this scourge and then address it immediately.
No, JP, you are applying to go and assist the CJ. Assist her on what? Because you don't know what are the issues there, what are the problems. I'm saying, with all of everybody's input now, not your experience where you work and all of that, now at a national level, with national consciousness that is given to you now, out of this input, do you accept that there is a sexual harassment problem in judiciary in the same way there is a problem of sexual harassment in society? You might have came here not aware, but with everybody's input now, do you now accept that it looks like there is a problem the judiciary is dealing with? You were not aware of it. You are now aware of it. But it makes it problematic for me to want to go and help the CJ on matters that you don't know. Help her on what? Because you don't know there is a problem she's dealing with.
Yes.
That's why she's trying to expedite the issue of sexual harassment policy, which you are aware of. And when it became an issue, a judge with interest in leadership position would have inquired as to what necessitates such a policy. Because we've been operating here, there was no policy. Why now? Because you have got interest in leadership position. Being Deputy Chief Justice is a leadership role and is to help the Chief Justice, and you were going to help her on issues that you are not aware. What are the issues? Now you know, you do accept that there is a problem of sexual harassment in the judiciary with all inputs given here.
I have been assured that there is that problem, and I do accept that there is that problem. What I was trying to put forward was that I personally have not come across a specific case that I had to deal with. But if the scourge is there, I do accept.
CJ, I personally never came across a case of racism, but I know there is racism. No, mine is very simple that who's leading you now, right in front of your eyes now, in the judiciary? And have you ever had a problem with that?
Not at all. And they are the capable women who are leading us.
JP,
Yes,
in your own opinion, not a generalized view, has this constitution that is celebrated all over the world achieved that which we went into exile for? Prison, people got killed? Or it is just praise for just being praised, but just not achieved what its original intention? Let's take, for instance, the land question. Let's take, for instance, the economic equalities in South Africa. Let's take, for instance, gender equalities. You're taken on that matter before. Has this constitution achieved all of those things, in your opinion, that we wished for, especially as the oppressed nations? Because it can only be or be celebrated as a good constitution if the oppressor stands to benefit out of it. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Not the oppressor, the oppressed.
Yes, I was okay. Now I understand you, Commissioner Malema. Surely, it's a work in progress. We wish, all of us, that the society that we aspired for when this constitution was founded should fully and comprehensively and to the satisfaction of everybody meet those demands, those needs actually. But unfortunately, there are those pockets which still need to be attended to. It's said that people died for this constitution. That is a system that we had to deal with at the time. But we should not lose hope and blame the constitution. It is the people who must implement the constitution that makes sure that it meets those requirements. As I said, some look at it subjectively and look at their own personal circumstances and say it did not work for me. There are those that would say it has worked for me. But by and large, there's kind of society that the constitution is aspiring for. We are on track to achieve it. We need to ensure that we fully implement it and achieve what we need to. There will always be resistance, obviously. Not everybody will agree. And now that brings me to the courts. They should play a meaningful role to ensure that the spirit and letter of the Constitution is implemented to benefit those aggrieved. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, my mic is off. Commissioner Malema.
Thank you very much, CJ, and good afternoon, JP.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Malema.
I just want to understand, what do you mean by South Africans are gullible?
What I mean is they tend to believe anything and everything they hear.
But what is
Not
that
all
based
of them, not all of them. Yes.
Oh, because I just heard a sweeping statement that South Africans are gullible.
No, not all of them, sorry.
Okay. Now, there's a crisis there of 170,000 maintenance applications which are not being resolved. And not so long ago, I think the Department of Justice was launching one of the programs to hand over the defaulters to credit bureaus so that they can be blacklisted. But you can't blacklist people who are not there. They are stuck there by the maintenance courts. And in this case, the latest was 170,000. What can be done to resolve that issue? Because it means there are more than 170,000 children, African children, who are starving, who are going through hunger. And the court is not intervening speedily to ensure that it alleviates that hunger and poverty amongst African children. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Malema. That's a very worrying situation. And you are conservative by saying 170,000 children. It could be double. Now, look, the executive, the maintenance calls fall under the executive branch of government. I think if they consult with us, we may find ways of saying, how do you, if it's capacity related in terms of processing these claims, how do you increase capacity over a short period and process these claims as quickly as possible. You're correct that you can't just hand people over to the credit bureau. Some of them may not be aware, right? So that's one aspect that can be done. Increase the capacity of the people who process these claims. But Commissioner Malema, you and me know this is an age-old problem. And probably it's an incident of the patriarchal society issue that Commissioner Pillay mentioned, because mostly it's women that come and ask for maintenance. They are treated in this way. It's something that needs to be addressed frontally, right? As I say, when I tried, I heard on 702 driving to work that there was a big problem in the Randburg Maintenance Court. So when I phoned the chief magistrate to say, hey, there is this issue, and then the response I received, that was a few years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago. The response I got from the chief magistrate was, look, maintenance officers don't fall under the courts. They don't fall under the judiciary. I said, but that's strange. They are located in the court. You as the head of the court should have oversight over them. I said, no, I don't, right? I think whether it's the family advocate or who has jurisdiction over them. And I said, no. This must be addressed, right? But I remember talking to the DG to say, look, we need to do something about this, because if it's publicized on radio, we've heard it. Having heard it, what have we done about it, right? It's away from me. But I suppose as DCJ, Commissioner Malema, nothing prevents me from saying to the Chief Justice, this affects a large component of South African society. We need to engage the executive in coming with an effective way of ensuring that there is a credible and effective system of dealing with these things and making sure there are no backlogs that are created. That's all I can say, Commissioner Malema. I acknowledge the problem.
Just a quick follow-up. JP, when you speak to people who come to you that were being harassed here by this and that, and you ask the question, how has it been going? For how long has it been going? They tell you, what do you want me to do? And then they say, no, we just wanted to ventilate this matter with someone senior, and you leave it at that. Had you proceeded to confront that person or even subject that person to some form of a disciplinary process against the wishes of those complainants, was that not going to be harassment on its own?
Commissioner Malema, thanks for that question. They had specifically no, they don't want to go there, but they gave me permission to confront the person, and I confronted the person, and I told him to stop. Yes.